Data. Data is the force that powers some of the world's biggest companies and organizations. But how can we tap into that power for ourselves? How can you take advantage of generative AI and machine learning to create powerful analytics tools that you can use in your everyday? I've been using some new generative AI models to code some custom data analytics tools, and honestly, it surprised me what's possible in a very short amount of time. To put this to the test, I presented last week at the Digitech 24 conference, doing a live demo of what's possible with these new generative AI models for live coding and data analytics, taking a raw data set and turning it into a live, usable dashboard. With little to no previous knowledge and only 20 minutes to present, it was a test of nerves as much as it was a test of the tools. There we go. Can't do without a tea. All right, let's jump into it. This is a kind of run through, a little dry run of what I'm going to show on Thursday. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do yet. We'll see. So let's jump into it and see what happens. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to find like a data set, public data sets UK. So let's have a look at this one. This, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Experts and mentors by local authority. You know what? We'll jump into ChatGPT and try and give us some basic analysis to begin with. While that's doing that, let's work on a Python script to kind of deal with this. So what I've done is I've got the data here, and then I've got a detailed overview. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run this with the O1 preview model. Okay, let's put that to here, accept, and then let's run this and see what happens. Okay, we've got some graphs. Don't know what those graphs mean. Let's make it more visible. So let's use Streamlit. Okay, we've got another version. Let's apply that. What we got? Experts and mentors, LA analysis, local authorities, summary statistics, unique values. Okay, yeah, this is kind of giving us some more information. What we need is some context for each of these, because I sort of get what it's saying now based on these, but this isn't obvious just from reading it what's going on. But it's the amount of support there is as a ratio on coverage. So I assume this is how much per authority, whether there's support versus no support or something like that. And then the participation rate, because I think there's subscriptions and then actual delivery. So it's saying that's kind of low across the whole band. Okay, we've got some updates with some bit more information. This histogram shows the distribution of the support coverage ratio across local authorities. The support coverage ratio indicates how effectively registered settings are receiving support in each local authority. So I guess that could be better because it could show what the local authorities are, if you hovered over them or something. So we've got some insights here, and depending on what you were trying to create, I suppose, you could create a dashboard or report or something that used this data to support that, and then you could link people to this data and update it on the fly, because this data can be replaced and it's just reading from the CSV. Yeah, some of these don't make sense, like that wouldn't make sense. Regression plot, total settings, so registered. That's quite useful, I guess, because you have this kind of banding, so you can say if you're an outlier on this, there's something wrong, although it doesn't really work because you're not getting these things. But I suppose it could show gaps and where there's a higher percentage of gaps or something. I mean, it's very top level as to what it's suggesting, but if you were an expert in this, I'm assuming you could give a bit more information. But I mean, I just pulled this data fairly randomly. I've never seen it before. I don't understand it. I don't exactly know what it is, but this is kind of a way to show some stuff, right? It's we've done some quick analysis. It didn't take long to kind of look through the data, get some kind of top level overviews, and then build that into a little app that you can look at. So yeah, I think this is a good dry run that probably took me, 20 minutes or so, maybe, I don't know, around about that. So we're not far off. Maybe I need to practice it a little bit for the live demo, but it's looking good, and we'll see where we get to. Just finished up my talk at the Digitech conference, and I got some good feedback. People seem to enjoy it, lots of questions. It's quite different to the other talks. The other ones are a lot about like, there's this new version of this that needs updating to version 26 or something, which is fine. But I was doing like a live demo of like data analysis, like grab some data sets off the web, let's code something in Python really quickly. And I only had 20 minutes to do it all. 5 minutes of that for questions. So yeah, it was like a rattle through, and people sort of left a bit like, okay, what do I do with it next? But have some more conversations, I suppose. But right now, I need a coffee. I'll put a link in the description so you can have a look at the dashboard for yourself. Like I said, we made it in just about 20 minutes, so it's maybe not entirely accurate, but essentially we took a data set online, a random one that we found in the session, coded some things around it, analysed it, and then created this live dashboard that you can see. It shows what you can kind of do and what you could do with any kind of data set of your organisation or something you're trying to back up with data, and presenting it in a really engaging and interactive way. Things that work well. Well, it works. It's a system that works. You can use various tools. I was using, like I showed in the demo, I was using ChatGPT to kind of interpret the data on the front end basically and kind of work out what it is, give it some context, and then use some other models, ChatGPT 4.01 preview mini, as well as Claude 3.5, to code something live basically and put something together that could actually interrogate the data, do some like proper data analytics on it, and then present that data. And again, that's something that anyone can do at this point. Like, it's entirely possible for anyone to grab that and run with it. What didn't work well? In the session, they highlighted a lot of bugs. Like, there are a lot of bugs in this, and I didn't really put it in the demo, but essentially when you're coding with this stuff, it's not perfect, and it's not going to give you exactly what you want every time. It's going to throw some error messages. But the nice thing about it is that you can put those error messages straight back to the AI models and kind of debug it from there. You do get stuck in some loops, and we did get stuck in one during the session, but it was okay. Like, we got out of it in the end, and I was able to show like the final result. But that was mainly due to a time constraint and trying to rush it more than anything. If you're working on it yourself, you've got like an hour or two to really like put some work into this and understand what's going on. You can get around that quite easily. I'd be keen to know from any data experts watching this what you think, whether my approach was even viable. I do appreciate this is something I'm not an expert in. I'm not a data scientist, I'm not a data analyst. I don't really know much about this. I don't know about the tools. All I know is there is data out there and there are insights to be gained. So hopefully it was interesting, and I'll see you in the next one.